Hello, y'all. Okay. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Syrian Star Oracle in the Age of Aquarius. I am Ritza Elizabeth, or Coyote. It is, 9:23, far beyond 9:15. I feel so much energy right now. It's like I could do a card reading, but I'm not going to kind of catch everyone up to speed. So I want to welcome anybody who ends up getting my new business cards, a flyer, seeing my advertisement on my car. Hello, hello. Um, I just want to welcome you. And this is Syrian Star Oracle in the Age of Aquarius. Um, I'm going to just, share the flyers that I've recently made and give you a little bit of background information for those of you who don't know me. Um, Most of my life, I've always heard, seen, feel something, and seen specific things or not, heard specific words or sensed them from plants and animals. And I never thought that I would be good enough or could be good enough to do work this way, have a business this way, call it life service this way. But that has all started to really become something I super want to do and showing up for. It seems a little bit that I've been slow or tardy in terms that sometimes I'm looking at, you know, a day job, as we would call it, and then switching over into something that really gives me passion. And since this is the age of Aquarius, it super is time for us to actually watch our words and feel our hearts, feel our souls to bring in that which we absolutely want to be known as. And it could be anything, and it could be a multitude of things. It could be that you still want to dance, you still want to act, you want to write, you like to be or share your intuitive psychic skills, and you're working with that, working with more of understanding and the knowing of your becomingness, beingness, what it feels like to use your instrument in those areas, and what it feels like in, during, or after the fact to not be in so much harmony or resonance with applying those particular skills, gifts, or unfolding special talents. So that's a little bit what's happening for me. It's more like sometimes I'm lazy and having, in a human experience, sometimes I'll call them hiccups. And so that which I was feeling really is unfolding and happening. It's like, wow, but a slap in the face to wake up and to be more present, to take more responsibility, or to just observe and see. It's a combination sometimes, and see where all the players fit in and how they can a past, it's not clear, past action, past feeling, this present childhood, or perhaps you're sensing something from a long time ago, whether it's issues of, abandonment or betrayal. And then sometimes that's this lifetime, because there are certain accents that will come in, or events to showcase, to heighten, to reveal. And sometimes it's just your sense that you have lived before, and there may be a lifetime much more stronger or as strong as this one, and you're feeling that issues, situations, people, circumstances, similarities, whether you see them remotely or in deja vu, you've got a feeling, a hunch, and that issue's coming up for you. Just embrace it, acknowledge, love it, let it be while you stay present in your center for this now time. So I welcome you and thank you again. So I wanted to let you know that about me, that yeah, I'm available, for sessions and cards. And how the cards came about was, at the time, I was invited by someone who was very sweet to me to go on his program and start reading cards with him. And that was fun. And I truly, at times, do miss him. But we had a parting of the ways. I feel that our focus for how to read cards, um, and it was his channel and his clients, was different. So it was just time to step back. It was very sad for me at that time, but that felt very strongly. And who knows, maybe that will come up again in a good way. But I haven't lingered on that. So kudos. I don't know if he's doing his channel anymore, but he's very, sincere person. And I think that all the sessions or times that he held his channel for those, he brought a lot of people some peace and um, completion to their day, to their issues. And that was good morning Reiki. So if you are a Reiki person and would like to check, do not, he's still active, but he's the one I'm sure was very contactable. And he has a show program on YouTube. He may have extended it to Patreon, and probably is just on Patreon. So I'm going to start there. And then I started reading on my own. And then the town or my neighbors complained that they were afraid that the wrong style of people would come into the neighborhood. So I put that on hold for a while. And then I just had been doing readings on my channel, to which I will now like to pay a little better attention to if there are going to be, flea markets and places where I might read. But my readings are kind of special and different. For example, it probably might behoove me to just read a 1 card or allow a 3 card pull. But currently, my sessions go from 50 minutes to an hour and a half, and they are very spiritual, and they are very geared to your empowerment. They are very geared to whatever question you ask. I do not know at the time. And the cards themselves tell a story. So that's what I'm currently doing at this time. I may start also doing a little bit where I just do a 1 card pull for the theme of the day, or a card, 3 cards that bring in numbers for the day. And figure that out because it's on my channel and to be available to more people and get this out there. I may even take a look at a Patreon channel because I think that would be with I do art, and I have a channel that is kind of art destiny. So on that channel, I'm going to showcase my art and how I framed it and what it costs and that kind of thing. As I get back to my art, and I am very interested in making wind chimes and selling and wrapping crystals, showing art that I'm working on. If I'm making cards, stickers, whatever's coming up, I want to share that with you. But I'm going to keep the 2 channels separate. This channel is more geared toward the energy work that comes from the quantum field, the quantum cosmos. It's like energy code, which I did not know that I was going to be working with, as well as oracle cards. Oracle cards complemented by tarot cards. So my work just sort of came out, it seems, naturally. I did not know that would be happening. I was re-inspired to get back to my Reiki by a woman who doesn't know me well, and she probably knows by the name Coyote. She has a very seemingly successful channel and a followers, and she does do art. And she calls herself different things. Her main name for many years was Dolly Daydream. And she recently talked about singing bowls, doing several things with her art and forwarding her channel as well as on Instagram. So I want to give her kudos. But she talked about Reiki, and she was going to go get Reiki 1 or Reiki 2, whatever that's what she was beginning. And I think she had gone to Reiki 1. I do not know where she is in her current journey, except that she does offer some healing sessions and she's been successful. When I heard that rekindled that I was very interested in visiting my Reiki, and I did reach out to different Reiki masters and use my Reiki, such as on the Good Morning Reiki show. Then there was a friend who was a Reiki master. Then there was another woman I reached out to help get in touch back with my Reiki symbols at the time, and did take some classes through her channel, and did meet another Reiki person, Reiki master, and we did a Reiki share. And then when people on Facebook seemed to post that they needed help, I would ask them if they would like some energy, and I would do that. Then I started working with a woman named Paula Simone, who you could find on Messenger, Simone. And she's a galactic warrioress, a mentor to, intuition and empowering self-growth through spiritual, not only nurturing, but evolution. And so I began to work with her. Today, all of this was Uber. People would all tell me, "You're in your car, I can help you." I was on a channel where I was saying, like, it sounds totally off, you know, what am I doing or what am I thinking, what's going on? So there was this evolution that I worked with Paula Simone then at one time, and I was downloaded with images. Like, I had this epiphany. I had not only an epiphany, I remotely could see several pages of sacred geometry. I also would dream and or remote see formulas or equations on a blackboard. I would actually see writing. I couldn't always understand what it was saying, but would see writing and words come to me as if you're watching a movie. A lot of times it fills my third eye space. Sometimes it also seems like it comes through my eye in a remote view as well. So it's a third eye space, or it can be the whole frontal part of my face. And other things that happen, I've been accurate, and other things sometimes, but I've mostly been off when I haven't really wanted to hear the answer. And what happens sometimes in intuition is, yes, it's very clear, or no, it's very clear, but if you haven't asked a really good question, or you have to ask a question to clarify the question, you might get a yes, no, or you might get a muddled feeling. And their feelings, hunches, they're actually your feelings. You are nothing but, I have a little bit of, oh my gosh, I think it's, sorry, a little bit of, no, I had just clearing my teeth, I apologize. So anyway, things, things will happen, hunches, a feeling. You're nothing but a solid form, energy antenna yourself. So that's why they say looks could kill, or I had a gut feeling, or I had a hunch, or I just knew it, or I knew you were going to call me. We're really plugged into the field. And when we allow ourselves our growth in this, instead of not letting our head get in the way, which is very easy to do, or to kind of push it aside, but to pay attention. A lot of times, like when you're studying, when you're doing something, your pet friend, your pet family may want your attention. They're around your legs, they're barking, they're like, they're making a sound. They really want to take away from you, they're not honoring you. But because they are speaking a language with you, and they're really on the same page of love and care with you, and they are wanting to be nurtured and acknowledged. And it's really like that with these hunches that you have over issues or situations in your immediate life, or in the field, and even across the world. That's where, under the small subatomical level, we are all really one amoeba, that we're able to, we're pulled into parts, into a singularity, and yet pulsating, our energy goes out, affects the field. We affect our own field by an observance and beliefs downloaded that we've held in thought and made beliefs. So we really are more powerful than we've been taught. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. And I'm morphing and changing and growing, but I absolutely know and believe, through all the things that have happened to me personally and prior in my whole life up until this time, that as I call, command in, invoke in, but especially command those sacred geometries, frequencies, energies, calibrations, calculations, and so forth at the highest octave, the alchemic, iconic masters, the angelic realm, which they all could be referred to as Elohim. They are all pure and perfect, grace-filled entities, masters of old. And these formulas are all part of the field, which is part of the field. Then this comes to me and or is activated, and I can feel it in my hands. And I don't have to do too much lately for it to be super powered on. It's just my own self that likes to go through some mantra and or calling in the morning, and I would do that for a session as well. I'm going to read you my sessions and so forth, so a little bit even more clarity. I just wanted to give you that information and that you have that. So somebody new, you know, taking a look at my channel, they will hopefully stumble upon this and will give them a little bit more information as to what I do. And it's also really a wonderful time. This is the age of Aquarius. For those of you who ever feel down, depressed, or are uplifted, want to be more uplifted, go and listen on YouTube to the song "The Age of Aquarius" by the Fifth Dimension. I believe it's an early or later '70s song. It will tell you exactly where we are in these next 1,000 years. Um, we are here to herald in our psychic ability, our harmony and understanding, our brotherhood, sisterhood, where we really care, have compassion. And this is my strongest way that how I see things really are. When we all can practice, even in nano moments, that neutral place where absolutely we are care, we are the epitome of frequency of love in action and or in stillness. So, and into the left of us, people who don't care about us, people who backstab, people who cause some great rift or slight rift, or anything that is even evil or other goodness, or it doesn't matter. As we hold our own, no externals bother us and trigger us. We've mastered that place of inward peace, inward knowing who we are, and we do not need the validation of the external. In fact, we're really, really going in deep. We're aware. We're aware of our feelings if we want to deal with them. We're aware of other people's feelings, whether we want to take a look at the possibility of that they were innocent in a sense when they did cause a seeming hiccup for us to look at, and yet it was for our greater good. It's really so empowering, the alchemy of addressing your own power to produce more power. And I really don't mean that in a not only not demonic, but definitely not in a dominant way. It is more of an intention of care, nobility, sacred alliance with yourself and all that is, because all that is ever was, and we call it different names like God and Allah and Krishna and infinite mind. To me is a better way of saying super consciousness, ultimate consciousness, the field, the force. These names are more accurate in terms of energy and science. In terms of energy and science, because the word God means so many things to people on the same page. That I think I just saw from Jason Shirka, who has a Patreon and YouTube channel. Probably is on BitChute or Rumble.com, and he was addressing how the word God was taken over. And so, from what I could gather about what he was going to write about and showcase or talk about on his channel, is that because the word God has been split into so many idyllic, powerful representations by different cultures, who then will pronounce that their God is the God. And, when they're winning a war, it makes all more sense that their God is the God. And when they're losing a war, then, God wanted them to lose the war. But it also has been shaped that those who have an affinity for God of a more despicable, diabolical empowerment, they've used the same word. Therefore, that is why I know for example, in Christian religion, the Our Father has been taken over. Actually, the whole Bible has, which a lot of people don't like to hear, and so many other religious texts. You can find more accuracy if you look at Buddhist monks' text and maybe ancient Hebrew 72 names of God. You can find more truer unfolding old Aramaic stuff. That would be more closer to the source. The other piece is being open and really diving into yourself and truth. So I think that's all I want to say for now. I'm going to show you my flyers, and it's everything's changing, unfolding, and becoming. Um, I thought I was going to be doing work in this home for my art in private sessions, and I don't know if that is going to hold. Right now, it doesn't feel strong, and it didn't for a very long time. And then there was a window of about 3 weeks where I was feeling very excited that I would be able to convert a room around a little more. But since this home building is not my home building and the owner can do what he wants with the rooms, sometimes it's just a shift in communication and suggestion and actually um, kind of not wanting to work with me on that subject. So it's a little bit up in the air that way, but I still can do remote work and I can do some outside work for cards and I can go to places. I'm also going to be taking a look at a local place just to see what's available for a little while, which is not too far from my current living situation. And I'm going to be open to reaching out to like Florida places or some other places where I may have a working vacation and could be available on site at some of these other places when I go to visit in Florida. So I have some things in the mix. So what I'm just going to share with you briefly, and some of it may start to be repeatable, but I did this little flyer. And so when we talk about my Oracle readings, the Oracle Tarot card readings are clarifying, insightful, heartfelt, and supportive. And the light codes, energy transmissions, restore, uplifts, correct distortions. It is illumination for your natural wellness, for your natural well-being. This particular flyer on one side does say, introduce my two YouTube channels, which I've mentioned earlier. And I will say we have the Spark of Creation, which I got from my mentor, Paula Simone. And I often, you'll hear me say, you were powered by the stars because that is a song I created for my Coyote Heart art. And yeah, and you are the key. I also often say activate the power within. On the other side of this flyer, it talks about that I will do mentoring, chat, channeling, home blessings, entity clearings, and auric fields cleared, which basically happens um, in energy transmission. And I'm booking sessions, events, and healing art products and more. Because hey there, oh, thank you for the backdrop. Sorry, I just noticed. Maybe it just popped on. Let me just see what's going on. Let me just take that down. Oops. Yeah. Thank you. So, and then I had to be announced Circle of Light gatherings for positive transitions and planetary expansions. I wanted to hold a couple of times, but maybe even once a month, a gathering group that sent transmission not only for their issue, like a brief transmission to the people present, like if there was a Zoom class or if there was people came to a brick and mortar spot, each person would have a certain amount of time where radiation of myself went to that person. And then however many people were there, they would have a little bit of that. Certainly in a session, there's more going on, and I use crystals and such. But much like a oneness blessing, if you've ever attended a oneness blessing, and there might be 70 people in the room, and there might be also 3 practitioners in the room, or just one if there's 20 people. But they put their hands on you. I don't put hands on people. The energy reaches you. The energy doesn't. You don't need hands on. I'm not guided right now that way. With permission, that might be something if it comes up in a session between I and a person. But the energy is strong, and it need not. I need not touch you as well. So anyway, and in it, what I call a circle of light gathering, which has certainly been many types over the years. If there was whether it's 3 or 5 or 10, however many people in a circle, we would then take different themes, put them in the center of the room, whether it was a healing for an animal, family member, places on the world leaders. We would visually, imaginary, using imagination, creating a hologram, creating a vision in the center. I would be guiding you clearly to see that And those of you who say you don't see things, let's just pretend. Pretend like when you're watching a movie, right? You're watching a movie, so pretend when you're watching a movie, and the vision of what you might see would be in the center, and you're sending good thoughts, prayers, mantra, and this energy that you have. Everyone has Reiki. Everyone has Reiki. Just putting your hands together and rubbing, and oh, you have a boo boo. Do you know how good that feels? Oh, you fell down, but you touch it. Sometimes there's a few off color words, or several, right? But you rub your hands together and you hold the spot, how nurturing and comforting that feels. Just like when a little one falls, it's pretty obvious. You fall, and hopefully you'd say, what you do that for, you little dummy. Hopefully what you say is, oh, come here, come here. You hug them, ask them what hurts, and you kiss it, and you hold it, and you say, there, and I'm right here for you. So you can do that for yourself. Certainly, you can go get a Reiki 1-2 or Master Attunement. I was told by several masters, actually, you already have the power. You don't even need to become a master. What I won't be doing is making you a master, because what I'll teach you is mastery. What I'll teach you is how you are the key to activate the power within. And you certainly could go and get Melchizedek or a oneness blessing or all of that. I truly, truly wish for you that you'll do it in person, that you'll do it with your mentor, the person that you're paying 100 or 300 or 600 or $1,000 to. Because you deserve that. You deserve that one-on-one special care time. Not this Zoom shit that happened in the last 2 years. Yeah, give me your $600 and we'll go through Zoom and you'll have the power. That's was all right. I mean, I admire a lot of people who were masters and kept their business going and kept their support going. But the truth is, when you have something spiritually private to learn, it's really first nice if you can, and you're paying money to get a title and get a certification. It is a whole different experience when you are with your mentor in person that day, because it's a different felt energetic experience, and it's quite lovely. And to do it through just a laptop remote visual is a little, um, it's not quite the same. Is it still powerful? I think it can be powerful, because when I know I send you energy through this or through my thoughts and like in a session using your body or your dog body as a, sometimes it's an animal as a hologram, the energy is there, it is felt. But when you go to study, so much different. Even many college kids are going to tell you it's a different experience when they go to campus and they're shut in their room doing all their Zoom homework. And it's different if they could laugh and sing and play and be goofy, not goofy, and go to classes physically and mingle with others. It's a totally different experience. So on this particular flyer, I did have my locations, and I did have Sundays and other days by appointment. But I thought they had come out nice. And so what I intend to do with these is to still pass them out and maybe go door to door. If I have to take off a location, I will, and put something else in its place, just so people get to know who I am. So that's that. And then I do want to share these other two flyers that a friend recently did for me, because I think they're nice and also gives you some insight into me. Some of it may look a little redundant, and if it does, I apologize if it's a repeat, but it also will act, I think, as some clarity. So what I did was I made a flyer that could go as a handout, especially in a place. It could go out as an advertisement, with how to reach me. I don't have a phone number on it, because it was just meant to be for whoever I partner with, whatever store window I go to. So let's see if we can. So this is a flyer that would go into a store window or any window or business, or could just be handed out. And then I would put my number. And if I were at a particular location, I would just say, the name of the business, and the days, and their number, but right now I'd have my number. And so on it is just Assyrian Star Emissary, Oracle card readings, and light code energy transmissions. And under Oracle/tarot readings, clarifying, insightful, heartfelt, and supportive. And then the light code energy transmissions, restore, uplifts, corrects distortions, illumination for natural wellness. And so I thought that this was simple, clean, clear, not a whole bunch of words, but your eyes go to it, and it's not all smushed together. So I thought that that was helpful. And then what could be handed out in a place or for an owner to of the brick and mortar place to have, plus introducing myself to a possible working vacation. I would have some of these to send out. So what I have is what these energies do and what they're like is I'm a Syrian Star Emissary, a messenger conduit for your natural wellness. Syrian Star Emissary is energy sessions, transmission, illumination for natural wellness. And again, the Syrian Star Oracle, the spiritual readings, clarifying, insightful, heartfelt, and supportive. You're powered by the stars. You are the spark of creation. I aid in the transmission and activation of that which you desire. Wellness, natural wholeness, which is your birthright, your optimal dominant rapport. You are the healer and you hold the key. I acknowledge your natural state of well-being. Downloaded with images that include sacred geometries, formulas, calibrations, calculations, colors, shapes, tones, sound, and numerical sequences known, unknown, to be revealed. These channeled light energies are from the quantum cosmos field. Light codes and sacred symbols are eternal and ultimately a reflection of source energy, the infinite mind, the I am presence, the God force being, the infinite unconditional consciousness. The aspects of source energy I work with identify as the ancient iconic ones of old, ascended masters, angelics, elementals, galactic helpers, crystals, intervention teams, many known, unknown, seen, unseen beings of light, nobility, and virtue. And so, some of you have heard me talk about Violet Tara, the Violet Flame, and Lord Saint Germain, and so forth, but this was just a brief way of saying all that. Activate the red dragon. Red dragon is saying, red dragon, red dragon, red dragon, okay. Activate the power within. I have my phone number and my YouTube Syrian Star Oracle in the Age of Aquarius. Okay, so, and this is in my own words, Oracle, Tarot, card readings, what you can expect. So I came up with something to say about my Oracle and Tarot card readings because they are different than others. And again, I still may go to a one card read, even, professionally, if I had a table and people were just like, I just want one card and I only have 10 minutes. And maybe the top 20, right? But they would have one card, they can take a picture and I'll tell them whatever about that card that's pulled. Fine. So that'll be fun too, right? So they don't want to pay $75, 10 or one card. Or whatever, 20 probably. It's really, when I do this work, I would prefer to work by donation. But as I started to say in the description, we still work and live on a planet that wants to have some money contribution. So whether we call it a gift, a donation, the session fee, those dollars that I deserve for doing work, you have contributed, you have shared your prosperity. There was an exchange of prosperity, upliftment, and care back. So that makes everything very appropriate. Right. So I read the cards intuitively, incorporating their iconic image meaning by how they speak to me as they are laid out, telling a story. Each card, oracle or tarot, is alive, pulsating with their message of revelation and support. None of my cards are meant to be read negatively, that is, from a posture of foreboding or fear warning mode. My cards were created by individuals who value and treasure the spirit of the heart. They have created images that uplift and guide in positive, direct ways. I prepare myself in protection and holy mantras before each reading. The space or room um, allotted is showered in similar preparation where the reading will be done. Usually, this is done as you settle into a room, you hear and see exactly what I do, calling and commanding in the codes of protection, my invisible helpers of wisdom and grace. I adorn my table with crystals that I know to be wonderful and powerful conduits themselves. Holy incenses burn. I ask that the information coming through is for your highest destiny. If I hear words or a word, a hunch, or a nudge of information that is shared, I do not mince words. Though I admit I prefer to choose a style that relates any information in ways you can clearly understand and apply. Information gathered from colors used in the card's creation and incorporating corresponding cards numbers is interpreted singularly or added together, contributing to the present issue and theme unraveling. I do not control how many of these cards will be used. I am guided by source energy and visible helpers in the cards themselves as to how many will be in your reading. Therefore, a true and uninterrupted reading may run from 50 minutes to an hour and a half. This is your support time. The information is about navigating your next steps to personal empowerment, often shining a radiant spotlight. In all fairness and true goodness, you are the key. You are powered by the stars, therefore, you are the one who shapes what happens next. The reading is just reminding you. My decks hold insightful, heartfelt, and clarifying support. I'm here to be of service and wish you to source to the stars, that your dreams are breathed into being, that you blaze a trail, a journey meant for you, and only you can do, sharing your brightness of being no matter the appearance of current externals. May you come to know and value the power that you are. So I may, at some point reintroduce those singularly again, maybe take a picture of them and put them on. But I wanted to come on and, oh, hey, Michael. Oh, well, we can just get rid of you, Michael. You're a poo poo. Let's see. Let's see. We want to report you and we want to remove you. Let's see. You are hate speech and graphic violence. That's where trolls go. They go to the troll slot. Yeah. So I wish that that was helpful. I did not really want to do I'm not going to 10:01 my time. I wish that was helpful and supportive. Thank you for loving my backdrop. It's a little bit different than the other one, but wanted to get something new and I wanted to have some different backdrops for different things. So I actually would like to find it. I've been looking on Amazon for something with stars in space. And it's so funny because the fake stuff, which it almost all is, created by NASA digital artists. I love some of them. And so it's just kind of fun to be all Star Trekky, you know, maybe even getting the Enterprise, a big Enterprise, right? But I want to do something sort of space and out of space, but I don't have that yet. So this I love. It's very serene and I think it's good for some card reading and some energy work. And I think it's going to change up a little bit. Trees have been calling me a lot lately. Trees, flowers that I saw remotely. I'm going to see if I can look them up and find them. But yeah, so thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate seeing you, Deborah, and anyone else who comes on. My information is in the description, and I wish to see you soon. You are powered by the stars. We are the spark of creation. You can activate the power within. And I look forward to serving you. Have a brilliant night. Thanks for showing up. Bye-bye.